Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the Titanic survival prediction using machine learning. Titanic survival prediction is one of the classic machine learning use cases. Whenever a person starts to learn about machine learning, he or she will definitely come across this dataset. So let's explore our problem statement. So every one of us know about the Titanic incident, which is all about ship sinking and accident with the iceberg. In this dataset, we have several data points on the passengers. We have several data points on the passengers that traveled in that particular Titanic ship, and based on few parameters, we are going to predict whether that person has survived the Titanic accident or that person didn't survive that Titanic accident. So let's check the workflow. So we need this Titanic dataset, which contains all the passenger details who have traveled in that particular Titanic ship. And once we have the data, we need to process this data. So we cannot feed the raw data to our machine learning model. So we need to do some processing. This dataset contains some missing values. So we will also discuss how we can handle these missing values. After that, we will do some data analysis. So in this, we will try to visualize the data. After we analyze the data, we will split the data into training and testing data. We will use the training dataset to train our machine learning model. In this case, we will be using a logistic regression model because this is a binary classification case where we have to classify whether the passenger has survived or not. We will use the test data for evaluation. So let's start with the coding part. So we will be doing our code in Google Colab. So first we have to upload this data set. So you have to just right click and click on upload, and the dataset link I will provide in my description box. So let's start by importing the dependencies. So importing the dependencies are nothing but the library and function which we will be using in our project. So let's start with that. So import pandas spd, import matplotlib.pyplot So then again we will import Seaborn as SNS. So from sklearn dot model selection, we will import train test split, and we will import our logistic regression model. So from sklearn dot linear model, so we will import the logistic regression. So again from sklearn dot matrix, will import the accuracy score. So we have imported all the dependencies. So like NumPy is used to create NumPy arrays, and pandas is used to create data frames or structured table. And this matplotlib and Seaborn is used for data visualization library. It is used to plot graphs. So accuracy score will be our evaluation metrics. Let's start with the data collection and processing part. So we have to load the data from CSV file to pandas data frame. So Titanic data equal to pd.read CSV. So I will copy this path. Just click on this dot and copy path. So paste it here and shift enter. So our data has been loaded to pandas data frame. So now we will be printing the first 5 rows of the data frame. So that we will be doing by using the head function. Dot head. So you can see our columns. So passenger ID, survive, P class, name, age, and the tickets, the fare, cabin, embark. So let's check the number of rows and columns in our data set. So Titanic. Data dot shape. So we can see that there are 891 dataset and 12 columns. And let's check more. Let's get some more information about the data. So Titanic data.info. So in this case, we are getting some more information about the data. So these are the information about the data. Like you can see some columns are categorical columns and some are numerical column. So now let's check whether there are any number of missing values in each column or not. So we take this Titanic data dot is null and take the sum. So here we can see that like age column there are 177 missing values. In cabin column there are 687, and this embark column have 2 missing values. So we have to handle this missing values. So majority of cabin column is missing, so we will drop that column. So let's drop that cabin column from our Titanic dataset. Dot drop. So columns is equal to, so cabin and axis is 1. So I will run this. So our cabin column has been dropped since it contained a maximum number of missing value, and even that cabin column will not contribute to our model training purposes. So model building purposes. So we decided to drop that cabin column. So now let's take this age column. So we have to replace the missing values in age column with the mean value. So let's do it. We'll take this Titanic dataset, age, and we will fill the missing value with the mean. Dot mean. So in place equal to true. So we will run this. So now there is another column, that is embark column. So we have to, like, embark column is in the form of categories. can see S and C's value. So we will have to replace the two missing value with the mode of that S and C. So let's like find the mode value of embark column. So print Titanic data. We'll take this embark column, print the mode of it. So mode, and we will run it. So we can see that out of S and C, the S occurs the most. So we will now we'll take this S value. So copy this. So we need this only S value, not that 0 value. So you can see here we are getting S, and now we will replace the missing values in embark column with the mode value. So we'll copy this. And we will we have to keep it in like Titanic data. We have to take the embark column. So dot fill NA and keep this here. So and in place equal to true. So in place equal to true because we will replace this updation permanently. So we are using in place equal to true. So now let's check whether there are any number of missing values in each column or not. So sorry, Titanic data dot is null dot sum. So you can see that all our missing value are means like either replaced with other values, and there are no missing values currently in our data set. So now we can perform some statistical measures about the data. So let's take our Titanic data. We will do that by using describe function. So you can see the passenger IDs means like all columns, like all numerical columns count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, and 25 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile of each column, maximum of each column. So now let's take this survived column and check whether find the number of people that who survived or not. So Titanic data. So we will take the survived column dot value counts. So we can see that 549 didn't survive and 342 survived. So let's start with some data visualization part. So first we will do SNS.set. So it will give some theme for our plot. So whatever plots we will plot, it will be applicable on all. So it will give some theme of our plot. So now let's count how many survived by using the count plot. SNS dot count plot. Survived data, we will give our Titanic data. So you can see that 0 indicates the person who died, and 1 indicates the number of persons who survived. So you can see, we can visualize these two data. So now let's check the count of male and female of the data sets present in the data sets. So Titanic data will take the sex column. Value counts. So you can see that male there are 577 and the female there are 314. So let's plot graph of this sex column. So we will use this count plot only, as it has only two subclasses. So instead of survive, we will change it to sex. So you can see the number of males. It's closer to like 600 and like little less than 600, and the female count is more than like 300 some plus. So now we will check the number of survivor gender wise. So we'll take the same data, just we have to do a minor modification. So here we have to add another parameter and hue. Okay, comma. So you can see that here we are getting only male and female distinction here, and now we can see that out of these males, how many survived. This represents only the number of males and females present in our dataset, and with this hue, I can see that how many males survived and how many females survived, as well as how many females died. So 0 indicates the person is dead, and means 0 indicates the person didn't survive, and 1 indicates the person who survived. So similarly, that goes with the female column also. So the number of females who survived the Titanic accident is more. We can see here that this graph is more. So now we will make a count plot for this P class. So we are done with the survive. Now we will do with the same with the P class. We'll use the same count plot. So instead of survive, I have to take the P class. So there are 3 classes, like 1, 2, and 3, like you can see from the graph. So let's do the same thing to means like the person from first class, how many survived, and a person from 2 class, that we will do by using this hue. I will copy this instead of 6, like P class. So we can clearly see that for first class, like there are like this many of people died, and for like this many people survived. For the second class, this many people died, and this many people survived. And for the third class, like there are more number of people who died, and less number of people survived. So and this sex column and the embark column is like a categorical column. So we have to encode the categorical columns. So let's do that. We'll take our Titanic data. We'll take the sex column. Dot value counts. So there are 577 male and 314 female. And let's check the count of embark column. So there are three categories like S, C, and Q. So S is being the highest, 646, and C 168, and Q there are 77. So even while mode calculation, we have got S. So because there are more number of data in S, so we will now convert in this categorical column. So we will give some numerical values to this categorical column. Replace male with 0, and female with 1. So again, there is another column, embarked. So we have three categories in that embarked. So like S, we will replace S with 0, and C, will give it as 1, and Q will assign it as true 2. So in place equal to true. We'll make these changes permanent. So we will run it. So it's now successfully done. So now let's check our data set again. So let's check with this, with the help of this head command, head function. So you can see that our P class, the embark column has been assigned, and the sex column also has been assigned with some numerical value. So now let's start separating the features and the target. Titanic data dot drop columns. We'll drop the columns which are not required, like some columns, you can say this passenger ID is not required. And this name column is not required. Again, this ticket column is not required. And again, this obviously our target column is survive column, so we will not be including in X. So survived is not required. So we will drop this column. And in Y, we'll provide our target column. Titanic data survived. So now I will run this. Now let's check the value of X and Y. Print X is the value of X, and let's print the value of Y too. So this is the value of Y. So now let's split the data into training data and test data. X train, comma, X test, Y train, Y test. We'll use train test split, train. We'll pass X, Y, and pass our test size. That is 0.2, let's say. And we'll pass our random state equal to 2. So basically, its test size is 0.2, means like 20% of the data set is used for the testing purposes, and the remaining 80% data is used for the training purposes. And this random state equal to 2, its random state is just to reproduce the same code. Means like your and mine data will be split in a similar fashion. So our output will be the same. So let's check the value of the shape of X, our original shape, as well as our training and test data set. X train dot shape, X test dot shape. So you can see that our original data, like after every data process pre-processing, so there were 891 data sets, out of which 712 is used for training purposes and 179 is used for the testing purposes. So let's proceed with the model training. We will be using logistic regression here. So model, so we will be using logistic regression. So now let's start training the logistic regression model with the training data. So model.fit our X train and the Y train. We'll run it. So our model has been trained with the training data. So now let's check the accuracy score on the training data. X train prediction equal to model.predict or X train value. So I will print this X train value. So these are the training data predictions. So you can see the value 010101. So now we will print the training data accuracy. So training data accuracy equal to accuracy score. We'll pass that y-train value and the x-train prediction. So now I will print this accuracy score of the training data. We'll pass training data accuracy here. So we can see that the accuracy of our training data is coming out to be 80%, which is quite good. So let's proceed the same step with our, let's calculate the accuracy on the text data. So we'll just copy this. Instead of train, we have to write X test. And here I have to also change the X test. So now I will take this and replace it with test data accuracy. Y test and X test. So accuracy on test data. Our test data accuracy. So now I will print it. So our test data accuracy is coming out to be 78%, which is quite good. So it means that our model is performing well. So that's it. And this is how you can we can use this Titanic survival data set and predict how many of them have survived or not. So that's it for my side. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you.